On October 26, 2024, the parliamentary elections of Georgia were conducted using electronic technologies. Nearly 90% of voters cast their votes using electronic voting machines. The election administration of Georgia conducted the parliamentary elections in collaboration with Smartmatic, a global leader in election technology. The company provided the election administration with electronic voting technologies and relevant software. Smartmatic's verification and vote counting machines were used during the parliamentary elections of October 26. The election administration for the first time introduced electronic technologies in the election process during the subsidiary municipality Sacramento by-elections of 2018, conducting pilot elections with an electronic system at 3 polling stations of Taishi. Afterward, the election administration piloted electronic technologies an additional 7 times. Piloting technologies and studying international practices facilitated the development of appropriate business processes, the adaptation of technologies to the Georgian context, and ensured full compliance with international standards. Voters were surveyed about the pilot elections. The study revealed that the majority of citizens trusted electronic technology and found it to simplify the voting process. Electronic election technologies purchased for the parliamentary elections have been gradually introduced to Georgia. A properly equipped warehouse for the infrastructure has been set up to meet all the required standards for storing and operating the equipment. A modern, fully equipped operational infrastructure warehouse has been constructed. The infrastructure has been fully aligned with the business process, including the preparation, packaging, and centralized distribution of electronic devices and election inventory to the election commissions. The representatives of the state agencies, local and international organizations, diplomatic corps, media, and experts attended the presentation of the operational infrastructure warehouse. Intensive training in electronic technologies was provided to both CEC staff and representatives of the district election commissions. Several stages of certification were conducted for the heads and members of the precinct election commissions. Additionally, election administration officials underwent certification. A year and a half ago, the election administration launched a large-scale information campaign using various communication channels. Demonstrations of electronic devices were gradually held across the country in crowded places, metro stations, branches of the House of Justice, public and private institutions, shopping malls, sports events, and public holidays. Citizens had the opportunity to experience the operation of verification and vote counting machines. Demonstrations of electronic voting technologies, including mock elections, were conducted twice nationwide. As a result, more than 600,000 voters became familiar with the technology before the parliamentary elections. Electronic elections were a key focus of the CEC's educational project aimed at informing young people. Elections and Young Voters, CEC Electoral Camp, CEC Electoral School, Democratic Elections and the Electoral Environment. The election administration maintained a close and active cooperation with election stakeholders. New working platforms with local and international organizations, media, and experts provided valuable opportunities to discuss key election issues. The training was conducted for stakeholders, including representatives of local observer organizations and political parties. Election administration representatives actively participated in international forums and workshops on electronic elections and other essential electoral issues. The parliamentary elections of October 26 were observed by 56 representatives from election administration across 28 countries. Upon the announcement of the election period, the CEC adopted a round-the-clock working schedule. The preparation and operation of electronic voting equipment for the elections were carried out gradually. Verification and vote-counting machines were tested, sorted, and transported to regional warehouses across the country from the operational warehouse. A day before the elections, electronic devices were delivered from regional warehouses to polling stations, and setup processes of the electronic devices were conducted. The process was monitored by the representatives of Smartmatic. In compliance with the legislation, ballots were printed at designated printing houses. Ballot papers were checked on site. Public versions of the voter list for the precinct election commissions have been printed. On October 25, a meeting was arranged at the CEC with the representatives from election administrations of 28 countries. The CEC chairperson shared the comprehensive information about the activities conducted by the CEC to administer the elections. Foreign colleagues had the opportunity to personally observe the process of the operational infrastructure warehouse. A day before the elections, the CEC chairperson held a briefing and summarized the activities carried out to ensure high-level administration of the electronic elections. Georgi Kalandarishvili stated that the election administration was ready to conduct the elections in accordance with international standards. Voting was held fully electronically at 2,263 out of the 3,031 polling stations opened for the elections of October 26. More than 1,700 observers from 76 international observer organizations observed the voting process, and more than 23,000 observers from 110 local observer organizations. The process was also covered by more than 2,800 representatives from 176 media organizations.
Everything is very well organized in the polling station, outside of the polling stations, and it's a great exercise of democracy in action. I have to say that it is beyond my expectations, because this technology in use, the ballot scanning machines are working perfectly.
The new system seems to be very, very far. There were no major incidents, and we're very satisfied with the treatment that the Electoral Commission has given Transparencia Electoral.
Electronic technologies worked smoothly and without any glitches. The smooth operation of the technologies made it possible to announce the preliminary election result within 1 hour and 45 minutes. The results counted by the electronic machines fully matched the data obtained by counting the ballots manually, which once again confirms the reliability and advantages of electronic technologies. The smooth operation and reliability of electronic technologies at the elections were confirmed by the American company ProVNV and the vendor company Smartmatic. The results of the three-stage audit conducted by ProVNV are publicly available to all interested parties. The conclusion confirms that the observation of the 2024 parliamentary elections was successful, with no issues identified by ProVNV. The audit confirmed that electronic voting machines were functioning properly and that the CEC successfully implemented the relevant procedures. The staff was well trained and voters were given the opportunity to successfully cast their vote.
საქართველოში საარჩევნო პროცესში ელექტრონული ტექნოლოგიების დანერგვა წარმატებით განხორციელდა. საარჩევნო ადმინისტრაციის თითქმის 2 წლიანმა დაუღალავმა შრომამ შესაბამისი შედეგი გამოიღო და დღეს სიამაყით შეგვიძლია განვაცხადოთ, რომ ჩვენს მიერ პროცესის დაგეგმარება და ორგანიზება ყველა ეტაპზე იყოს სწორად წარმართული. მადლობა მინდა გადაუხადო ყველა ჩართულ მხარეს, სადამკვირვებლო ორგანიზაციებს, მედიას და იმ უწყებებს, რომლებიც არჩევნების ორგანიზების პროცესში ჩვენთან თანამშრომლობენ. საარჩევნო ტექნოლოგიებთან ადვილად ადაპტირდა ამ მომრჩეველიც, რაც ადასტურებს საარჩევნო ადმინისტრაციის ინფორმირების კამპანიის ეფექტიანობას, რომელიც არჩევნებამდე წელიწად ნახევრით ადრე დავიწყეთ. აქტიურობისთვის და მაღალი სამოქალაქო პასუხისმგებლობისთვის განსაკუთრებული მადლობა მინდა გადაუხადო ამ მომრჩევლებს.
CEC, elections are a common cause.